What's up, Facebookers? Got a gem in here in the shop today. It is a Jaguar XFR. The R being a special model. I believe they Jaguar produced these for the Australian V8 supercar class. This car, I believe, in this trim is 550 horsepower, rear-wheel drive. It is in today for a couple things, but what we're going to be showcasing today is spacers. And we do spacers here at JsporT. We measure them out, and we do a little bit of R&D. This vehicle, actually, there are no spacers available for this car, so we are actually going to have to match some stuff up. So let's check out the rear here, how much gap we got in the rear wheel. Kind of hard to see the front, so we can see the front here. Anyway, so we're gonna measure it up here, and we're gonna order up some spacers. There's a couple of other manufacturers that are pretty close to what the specs are on the hub, so we're gonna see what we can do. Okay, so here we are going to measure some spacers, straight edge on it. Of course, we're doing metric size, so I get my needle ruler out here in metric. Bring it up to the fender, measure it. So I've already kind of pre-measured these. We're going to be going to try to do 25s in the rear and 15s in the front. It's a H&R DRM, so they're actually bolt-on spacers. So they're going to bolt on and then it reclocks it, and it has studs that stick out so you can bolt the wheels back on. So we're actually going to be getting spacers from a couple of different cars. We're going to get them for a Volvo and a Ford Focus and older Jaguars, and we're going to do some test fitting to see if they fit, because H&R does not list a spacer. Alright, so here we are. We got some spacers. The fronts we're going with the 15mm. These are actually for a Volvo C30. So checked all the specs, the numbers, everything, got them. It looks like they're going to work. We won't know until you get on the vehicle. These rears are actually 25mm for a Ford Focus. The only difference that I'm seeing is the actual nuts themselves are slightly different size. Which doesn't matter. This is going to be covered up under the spacer. So basically what's going to happen is the spacer is going to bolt on, and then the studs are going to stick out and bolt on. The studs are 12 by 1.5, so it should work. We only have this one little problem that's not returnable if installed, but that's what we have to do. Sacrifice we take to try to put spacers on something that spacers are not available for. So we'll do a little R&D after we get through doing this. Hopefully it works, and we can contact H&R, tell them, let them know feedback on these spacers working, whether they take that information to use it or not. I'm not sure. Okay, so we got our 15mm spacer, so hub. Gonna test fit it on this. We'll go through and clean this rust up and stuff, but I just test fit it. So I'm cheating. Fits on there perfectly, snug. The center bore is exact for this spacer. So Volvo spacers work right on this car. One thing though that does happen is, you see these studs stick out a little bit. Normally on a flat wheel that would be a problem, but these stock wheels have reliefs cut, or have reliefs in this wheel, or that won't be a problem. So we are golden on this. All this 25mm spacer on this. Just want to point something out. The size of this rear rotor. That's when you know you've got a supercar, race car status. Anyways, so 25mm spacer. Let's see if it'll fit on here. And look at that. Ford Focus saves the day. And it's 25mm. We're going wide. Alright, so we ran into a little problem with these Volvo spacers. Put them on. The stud actually sticks out a little bit too far and hits the wheel. So there's a bullet, what they call the bullet part of the stud sticks out. We're going to take and grind that off, and we're about 2mm. So we're just a little shy of 2mm. So we're going to grind it off about 2mm and should clear the wheel. And anyway, so we're going to take our grinder and we're going to grind on someone's $80,000 car. Always fun. Alright, here we are. Got it done, got the spacers on. Look at that, how nice that is. How flush that looks. It's perfect. Took for a drive, does not rub. Look at that. don't think you can get any better with that. Anyways, JSport.